for everybody that made it here tonight. We have a great program coming up, eventually with the, from the Battle Creek Regional History Museum. So, that'll be interesting when we get to that, all right? We have several people missing in action tonight. Some of those have, informed me they weren't gonna be here, some haven't. But everything's good. So we'll, go forward with, what we have, all right? The Cereal City Lions Club is a Battle Creek community service organization that supports and promotes community involvement and provides assistance to persons with sight, hearing, diabetes, and other impairments, as well as supporting zone, district, state, and international projects. Madam Secretary, do we have our attendance? Our attendance is complete. Thank you. All right. And tonight, filling in for our industrial charter member song leader that's not here tonight, we have Dorothy to do our birthdays and everybody, and we have a whole lot of June birthdays.
Well, we know that June is a very important month because my birthday's in it, but there's 9 others out there. Come on up, everybody. Let's see, we should have John Stiff, we should have Bob Harvey, and Jerry Mackey, and Nancy Gallant, and Brett O'Leary. Yeah. If I'm up here, you gotta come up and be with me. Come on. Jim's here, he just lets you stand where you're at. Oh, come on up. Now there's 11. Now, we're not gonna make you say all of our names, so you can just say, you Lions and wannabe. Yeah. So, are we ready? Let's hit it. Happy birthday to you. All you Lions and wannabe. Happy birthday to you. This is a record. We have a nice crowd up here. Thank you, everybody. So, I do not sing it with the gusto that Jim does, but I'm gonna say, stand up, and let's hear those lions roar. Ready, and hit it. Don't you hear those lions roar? Don't you hear those lions? Them roaring every stand round for more. Don't you hear those lions roar? Their growling, snarling roar. So roar, lions, bite 'em, bite 'em, bite 'em. Don't you hear those lions? Hear those lions? Hear those lions roar. We'll go ahead and sing God Bless America and then finish up with the flag. God
Bless America.
the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of
America,
and
to the republic,
for which it stands, indivisible, with liberty and
Okay, thank you, Lion Dorothy. And before you sit down, we have Lion Jim Cox with our invitation tonight.
Let us pray. Great Father in heaven, we come together tonight as Cereal City Lions to thank you for allowing us to meet with servant hearts. Help us to serve our neighbors with outgoing concern, we pray. Thank you for this food we are eating tonight. Please bless it so that our bodies will be healthy. We ask that you watch over this meeting so that your will be done. And please heal Kay Smith. And we pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you, Jim. Okay. And we'll just start right here with Jim and we'll go around the table and see who's here tonight.
Serial City Lion, Jim Cox.
Serial City Lion, Bob Harvey. Serial City Lion, Red O'Leary.
Serial City Lion, Hope's Lane.
Serial City Lion, Scott's Lion.
Serial City Lions.
Serial City Lion, Bob Ward.
Serial City Lion, Lori Baca.
Serial City Lion, Roger Spriggs.
Serial City Lion, Harriet Spring. Serial City Lion, Muriel Walters. And member of Deputy Area Lions. Serial City Lion, Jane Cook. Serial City Lion, Nancy Bell.
Serial City Lion, John Smith.
Serial City Lion, Roger Bossy. Serial City Lion, Dorothy Bossy.
Serial City Lion, during that.
Thornton, yeah. Okay, thank you very much, Lion. So, on your agenda, everybody has the agenda. There were some on the table there, and again, we're trying to get those out emailed the Sunday before the meeting, so you can take a look at that, so you know what's going on. The first thing is kind of a leftover item. We had Mike DeBoer, one of our lions. He's not going to be a lion anymore, stepping down. And so he was our assistant membership chair on the board. So we need to replace him. So the two changes we're making on the board for your consideration tonight is Red O'Leary is going to move up to the assistant membership chair, and Larry Yarger is going to be the membership committee member on the board. So Mike DeBoer is coming off, and these two people will take that spot. So, all right. And so the election, we talked about this 2 weeks ago. It was in the Lion's Tail, and so now we need to vote tonight. So everybody's had a couple weeks to kick that over and get me back with any responses they don't make. So it's pretty simple election. We need a majority of the Lions that are here. So all in favor of Red O'Leary becoming the assistant membership chair and Larry Yarger becoming the membership committee member, please raise your hand so we can get a count. And okay. Congratulations, Red. All right. Okay. Vote has been approved. All right, thank you. A lot of clubs in the summer here, they start slowing down a little bit. But we kind of just keep on chugging away. And we had a big weekend last weekend that we did. First thing we did the kid site screening at Helen Warner Library. Then we did the golf outing. And then we also did the Serial City Breakfast Festival downtown. All three were excellent events, and we had some good turnout. So I asked Mary to kind of talk about the kid site part of that.
Two kidside events, and I would like to thank everybody that helped. Everybody showed up just on time. Everybody did their jobs of screening. It went very, very smoothly. At Helen Warner, we screened 47 in about an hour and 15 minutes.
we were turning them out very quickly. The part that was surprising about it is that nationally, the referral rate for kids screening is about 5%. We referred 19 out of those 47. That was at Helen Warren. Then we came to Saturday to Serial Fest, and our numbers were high again. Again, there we had almost 20% of the referrals. There was, I think we did 74. But again, thank everybody. Teresa will be holding a renewal because those people that have badges to work with kids, those need to be redone every year if we are going to work with the school districts. So coming up in September, there's quite a few that need to be renewed. And as soon as Teresa is able, she will have those.
Yeah, thank you. So Helen Warner was good. LPG golf outing. You want to talk about that?
I know at least, Scott and I went out and Teresa and I each pulled a shift. As far as we did one game that each of us did, Scott and I earned, the two of us brought in like $720 for the food bank, just the two of us, and then Teresa and I were $24 short of $1,000 that we brought in, the two of us, so.
Again, they've been doing that every year, and the LPG golf outing out at Battle Creek Country Club, and now they're in Grand Rapids, I think this week is where they are, and they come in, put on that golf outing, and all the money goes to the Southern Michigan Food Bank, so it's a really good cause, and I'm glad we can have some money to help out with that, okay? Cereal Festival. Dorothy. Something inside.
This is actually Roger's, program, or, event, but he has no voice, so I'm gonna do the talking for him. Thank you for everyone that showed up at 6 o'clock in the morning on Saturday morning to get things set up and ready to go. It was great. By the time we actually opened up and were ready to go, we had everything all set. We had diabetes testing as well as kid site testing, and people were hopping all day long. I know that Brian Kramer probably is not here because he's probably still drinking Gatorade to rehydrate because he wore that line costume for 4 hours. And he was soaked when he left. His only charge was for Gatorade, so he was a pretty cheap date. I walked around with a sandwich board and got people in too. So we were not right in the middle of the event, but I think we had a pretty steady flow. For my records, I had 79 and 19 referrals, so just like you said, it was a really high rate. But we also did very well in the diabetes testing. Diane Cedar is just amazing as far as dealing with folks. She did whole families, even little kids. And we did 30, and we only had 5 that were over 250, which is really unusual. We usually have someone who's well over that, and we did very well on that. Diane said she's willing to work with us when we do the county fair, so I think this is another good opportunity to get out there and do some testing. It's always well received and very well needed.
So, I just want to thank John Stiff for all his help before and after the event with the trailer. The Cereal Festival, if anybody did go down there, we've done it for 2 years now since they started bringing it back, and it really draws the people downtown. So, I mean, there were a lot of people and there's steady people all day long down there. And you get free breakfast, you know, they give away cereal and Pop-Tarts and all kinds of stuff, and there's music and a lot of booths down there. And everybody that stops by the Lions, seems to really appreciate the Lions, and, that's good stuff to say, and having, Brian Trainer with a little lion costume, that was a good job for the kids, and the kids had fun. And, this year we were able to get some screenings in, so, hopefully seems to be a good project for us, so hopefully we can continue that, going on. I know they had, this year, they had the parade on Friday. Did anybody go to the parade? I know that was a little late for us to get in it, but, okay, so they had a parade, so that might be something to, think fun next year too. So that seems to be a good event for us and really gets the name out to the Lions, so we'll, keep looking at that. Upcoming events. We have a board meeting next week, and then the following week on the 28th is, installation night, and that's when all the new officers, will get installed, here. Dorothy sent out an email that has the RSVP on it. And I made some extra copies if you need one, up there on the table, but remember, we need those by next Wednesday. Make sure you get your RSP, into, and I think they're coming to Jane. Yeah, with the check, $25 a person, buffet dinner, and that includes, I think coffee and your drinks on it, like Coke and, any non-alcoholic drinks, and your buffet dinner, and chicken and salmon, I think we're having, so, should be, and dessert, so, along with that, so it should be a pretty nice meal. And like I said, if you have an RSVP for that, make sure to get that in the mail and get that to James before next Wednesday, so then we can give them a head count for that. Okay, the balloon festival. And that's on the 1st. So July 1st is when we're sponsoring a relief table again for the run that they have for the balloon festival, through the Y. And if you can help with that, make sure to sign up on the sheet. And, that was something too, that's something the club gets some money for, so that's a good thing to happen as well, all right? July 12th, which is normally Steak Fry night, we're doing something different this year. We're going to the Battle Jacks, baseball game here in town. And the, letters were sent out to that again, and that's $25. You get a Battle Jack hat, you get all you can eat and drink, non-alcoholic drinks through the 5th inning, so have as many hot dogs as you can start down in the 5th inning. And, then we get a group seating there for everybody, and, it should be a fun little outing, kind of a social outing for us, something different to try. But it will be a whole lot easier than moving a whole lot of girls and everything. So, we're trying that this year and seeing how it goes. So if that's something you can do, make sure to, again, there's some extra flyers up there, or you could have one on your, refrigerator magnet somewhere, and get those, turned in, because again, we need a head count, fairly soon on those, because I have to give him, how many Lions are coming 2 weeks before. So, all right, so the Battle Jack football game, or baseball game, and then in August, I just want to cover a few of these things because we will only have the installation meeting, and that's our last meeting for the summer. Okay, other than the Battle Jack baseball game, and then the family picnic. Anything you want to talk about with that?
We're gonna be holding it at Cedar Creek Golf Course again this year. Same pavilion that we had last year. I think we're going with brought some burgers this year with sides and dessert, lemonade, coffee, water will all be available out there. I will be recuperating from a total knee on the 10th, so I will not be doing quite as many games this year. So we'll be having a fun time. We're having a few little things, but we're doing a lot more visiting and having good social time that time.
Yeah, so we'll probably send those notices out probably next month sometime. Yeah, so so we can get that, but you might wanna put that on your calendar for now, and that's the, picnic on August 23rd. And again, Battle Jacks baseball game on the 12th, and then back to installation night, which is here in 2 weeks. Installation night is, semi-formal, so, pull those ties and jackets out of the cupboards and, dust off your, nice, Sunday go-to-meeting clothes. And that'll be a good night for everybody. Okay, right? Anything else coming up? Any events or anything else anybody wanted to discuss before we go into the program?
Be doing kid side at the fair, at the Calhoun County Fair.
Calhoun County Fair, last date I think I had was August 15th. I'm not sure if that's quite today, but,
Kids Day.
Calhoun County Fair, we're gonna be doing, which is in August, mid-August, that, we have a day that we'll be doing kid site there. And the diabetic testing, so we'll be doing that. So watch for more information coming on that as well. So we'll make sure to get that up there. Karen,
If the fair, the Tuesday, like the week of the fair and the kids' day at the fair.
so that Tuesday. Yeah,
Did I know what spot, or the Alexander spot is, actually?
at the fair, Mary said, yeah. Yeah. And that's pretty good when you do kid, kid site, it's kids day, it's kids, you know, a little more families and things like that. So, we'll do it again. So get that out there. Okay? Okay, okay. Installation, we talked about that. So our own Roger Spriggs is gonna begin installing our new officers this year, so it should be a fun event. We have lots of, out-of-town guests coming for that night, so, should be a good night for that. All right? Okay, I'm gonna turn it over to Jerry Mackey, and he's got our program for the night.
Teaching Jesus, city resident, for our leading our community in the creation of the Battle Creek Regional History Museum. Chris Thornton was born and raised in Battle Creek. His mother Frances Thornton collected area historical objects over the years and was an expert in our city's history. Kurt followed in their footsteps, developing an expertise on Battle Creek history. He served on numerous committees dealing with preservation and history of Battle Creek and is the author of a number of books about Battle Creek. And as an artist, illustrated music, historical homes and businesses. You may be familiar with his early historical calendars, and as a side note, Kurt was consulee of Doug. So you can blame him for all of my comments. You did not count to me. Doug, Sturdavent is president of the Battle Creek Regional History Museum, and his leadership has been instrumental in the museum's site development and growth. He was born in Hampton, Virginia, came to Battle Creek to work for the Battle Creek Public School, first as a teacher, and then as a school personnel counselor. In 1977, he took a position with General Motors in Lansing and retired as director of manufacturing there. Doug are here to tell us more about the Battle Creek Regional History Museum and give us an update on its program and tell us about upcoming events. Is that now been come forward?
Just another quick announcement, that Teresa was not able to make it tonight, so we had thought about doing recertification or the training tonight for kids side after the meeting, and that will not happen tonight, and he's going to reschedule that, as Mary mentioned.
Okay, the technology, what it is, we're struggling here, but hey, it's trying new things, so it's probably something great. And thank you for dinner. If Jerry would have told me we were gonna be fed, I would have signed up for this a long time ago. I didn't realize, we were gonna get fed too, so this is really very nice. Thank you very much for letting us, share food with you, so. Hello, I'm Kurt Thornton. I'm a Battle Creek historian, and I love Battle Creek. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Battle Creek Regional History Museum. Local history can be kind of funny, and the older I get, the funnier it seems to get. Because when I look at a picture like this, which is the oldest known photo of Battle Creek, I know it was a really old and historical picture. Bob Harvey, you might have been here when they were taking it. It was taken in 1853. There you go. This is Michigan Avenue looking east from the intersection of Capitol Avenue. But when I look at a different image, like this one, I remember it as being something recent. I can actually remember taking this photo at the Cereal Festival from a bucket of a fire truck in 1988. It seems like it was just yesterday. But if I show this photo to some of my younger friends, they see it as being old and historical. It's only 35 years old. It's weird how the same image can appear so different to different people. But that is one of the reasons why saving history can be so important. It gives people context. One person's fond memory can be someone else's vision of history. The Battle Creek Regional History Museum, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to keep reaching down here to flip the slides here. So anyhow, the Battle Creek Regional History Museum's mission statement is to preserve our past, to give our history a future. And that is what we want to try to do. But to tell our story, I need to tell some history, because even a history museum has history. So in the early 1900s, Dr. John Harvey Kellogg of the Kellogg Brothers fame realized that the people who had founded the city were dying. And they were passing away without telling their history or preserving their stories. So he formed the first Battle Creek Historical Society. He also formed a group called the 3/4 Century Club. It was for people that were 75 years old or older. He saw value in their stories that those people could tell. This picture is of the 3/4 Century Club meeting at the Merritt House on the corner of Capitol Avenue and Orchard Street, which is now Dr. Robinson's office. Yeah, interest in local history grew as the city's 100th anniversary approached in 1931. This is the Centennial coin, and this is the Centennial banner. This is a picture of the Centennial Parade held October 5th, 1931. It shows an actual steam engine from Grand Trunk running on the streetcar track through downtown. Now, the thing I thought was so cool about this story, because I've lived in Battle Creek my whole life and just had to deal with trains my whole life, that as this train was going through town in the parade, it had to stop at the train tracks at Michigan, the Central Railroad track, to wait for a train. I thought that was good. So anyhow, the community's recognition of valuing its history was even reflected in private institutions, like when the new Central National Bank Tower opened in 1931. It housed the Battle Creek Room. Room set aside so local historians could share and store their history. Many of those businesses and organizations dissolved during the Great Depression, and many of their documents and artifacts have been lost. Some of that collection was saved by Ed Brigham, the curator of the Kingman Museum. And actually, this picture, he's standing in the doorway of Kingman Museum. He stored what he could of the collection in attics and basements of the Battle Creek Public Schools, because it was the only place he could find to store them. In the 1960s, the Junior League of Battle Creek renovated the Kimball House and made it a repository for much of our local history, and became the home for the Historical Society of Battle Creek. Over the years, the Kimball House has done its best to store, preserve, and share our history, but it is a very limited space for archives and displays. It's a Victorian house. It isn't a museum, it's a house, so they've had a hard time storing things there. In the early 21st century, a group of local historians, including my mother, my father, and my sister, began working with the Battle Creek Community Foundation to find a permanent home for the many private historic collections that have been created by these folks and many other interested historians. This photo, I don't know if it's bad to show the Kiwanis. This is the Kiwanis picture. This photo is of the Kiwanis donating the matching grant for the museum through the Battle Creek Community Foundation. This picture is one of the early groups that worked on creating the museum. The Battle Creek Regional History Museum was formed, and after a search, a home was found in the former Battle Creek Equipment Company building on Jackson Street. After the building was acquired, the collections began arriving. Some small, some large, some very, very large, and they were donated by people synonymous with our local history. Dorothy and Michael Martin, Duff Stoltz, Francis Thornton, and many, many more. Phase one of our transformation of the former factory building had been to install a fire suppression system, which was like $100,000 that we didn't expect to have to pay. We moved the entrance and the lobby to the west side of the building. That way it will better facilitate entrance from the parking lot. Also part of phase one was the creation of the History Education Center. It's an auditorium and meeting area to share our stories, along with a way to raise revenue by charging entry fees for special events. While these improvements to the building have proceeded, we have been working towards the goal of creating a local history museum, a place where we can display and share our amazing collections and stories. To fund our efforts, the museum has raised money through dinners and held at fairs on the river, with a large portion of the proceeds going to the museum. The Frederick Bridges Port of Entry and Battle Creek Unlimited, located out in Fort Custer, donated a history mural, and with the help of the Battle Creek Community Foundation, it was moved to the west side of our building. Our History Museum train has been part of local festivities and parades, recently taking students at the nearby daycare center for rides and also being part of the Cereal Festival. The United States Merchant Marine donated the ship's wheel and nameplate from the SS Battle Creek Victory ship to our museum, which is really cool. The Battle Creek Fire Department is letting us display a girder from the World Trade Center as part of a 9/11 tribute. We have a vintage truck that the Kellogg Company has donated to us, and we're trying to renovate it. Any of you know how to fix old trucks, we would be happy to have your help. We have pieces of historic buildings that citizens are donating, like these terracotta ornaments from the roof of the Union Pump office building. These used to be at Capitol Avenue. That's what they look like in our parking lot now. It's amazing that it's amazing the things people give us. Last month, after almost a year of fundraising, the History Education Center was completed and dedicated. The History Education Center displays the Wall of History, it's shown here, and the Native American mural in the state-of-the-art presentation center. In the History Education Center, we have held programs featuring Christmas tales, stories of phenomenal local women, sweet programs on the history of Archway cookies, and serious portrayals of Sojourner Truth's life. With the lobby improvements and the soon-to-be created gift shop, we will have completed phase one of our museum vision. That's our lobby. We want to continue this tradition of quality history programming and entertainment to tell our community story and raise funds for the next phase of our museum's development. We have people contact us almost daily with items their family or friends have collected that they'd like to donate to. When Kingman Museum of Natural History had to close its doors, their collection has now been moved to our building for safe storage. The Historical Society of Battle Creek is having to vacate their location at the Fieldstone Building on Washington Street. It is now in the process of moving their collection into our museum. As you can see, they're as organized as we are. It's gonna be called the Butler Archive. It's named after local historian Mary Butler. Because of all these historic collections are being brought to our building and stored for safekeeping, we believe that the Battle Creek Regional History Museum is becoming the heart of history in Battle Creek. We now have a place to store and archive our history. We are working to create a state-of-the-art archive and collection area so we can preserve our historic treasures. And with those historic treasures, we want to build an exhibit space to create displays and share that collection in an educational and entertaining way. That is going to be phase 2 of our museum plan. When we are finished, and of course, we'll never be truly finished because we keep making history all the time. But when we are finished, we will truly be in the heart of Battle Creek history. And we are hoping you can be part of that vision, whether monetarily or voluntarily. We need the community's help to make this vision a reality. We really want to make this a community treasure and resource, a place where visitors can be educated and entertained and be proud of our fascinating Battle Creek history. We want to tell the story of our community from the time when the Native Americans used Bivouac Lake's North Shore as a meeting place, up to the time when the supersonic transport landed at Kellogg Airfield in the 1980s. We want it to be as inclusive as possible because there are as many stories to tell as there are people who have been in our community. And we want our museum to be kept fresh and interesting. We have an incredible varied collection to use as a resource to tell our story. And with that, we want the museum to have displays to change, to keep our story interesting. And when people return for a second and third visit, they'll be seeing and learning something new. We want to keep it changing and fresh. Yeah, we want it to be different and interesting. We ask all of our community, and very specifically all of you, to help us make this dream a reality. We truly want the Battle Creek Regional History Museum to be a source of pride for our community, a place to store and hear about our incredible heritage. We want it to be the heart of our history. Thank you. So, Sturdavent, who was my counselor at Battle Creek Central, and so you can blame him for any failures in my life, that he was my counselor.
Thanks, Kurt.
Oh, yeah.
One thing I wanted to tell that Kurt talked about the History Education Center. We have over 88 pictures of historical people from the region and Battle Creek, as well as local Battle Creek history. So what we did as a teaching tool, and hopefully we're going to be getting our schools in, we have each person on the wall, we have at least a sentence or two as to why they are currently on that wall. So it takes us right from day one with Chief Huagua, who was one of the Potawatomis, to Harry Blackstone, to the Kellogg's, of course, Betty Hutton, who used to be a star here in Battle Creek in the movies, was born and raised here in Battle Creek. And so people can come in and they can actually go through the museum and use this guide as a teaching tool. And we've had people that have stopped in to really come through, and the schools were the next thing that we're looking to do come this fall. We have a tour tomorrow with some students coming in from Grand Valley Community College to come and go through the museum. This has really been bringing a lot of people in, and this is what we wanted to do. We want to devise something in which people come back to. You know, you can go on your phone and go to any museum you want to go to and just use your phone, but we want to do something that's very interactive, something that we can use with our local schools, that people will come back, things that are interactive where you can touch and feel different things throughout the museum. One of the things I passed out was a survey that we really wanted to get your idea of what you think you might want to see in the museum. We have ideas of what we think should be there, but we want to hear from people in the community to tell us what you think.
Can we have a special Lions Zero City Club, section there?
Matter of fact, next year, we're celebrating the 100th-year anniversary of the Lions Club
There you go.
at the museum. So we've already talked about that. We're gonna have a big display for the Lions Club. It's gonna incorporate the various Lions Clubs in the area. And so all of that has been reserved for next year for your 100th-year anniversary. So we're gonna start working with that, and hopefully we can get that put together, and, you all will definitely be coming in to see that, I'm sure. And I would like to really invite you all to come in if you can and see our history education center, because it is truly incredible. We've had people that just tell us how great this is and what a great step it is in Battle Creek. I also left with you, one of our trifolds. If you're not a member of the Regional History Museum, we'd love to have you become a member. All memberships help. Any amount of money is appreciated, no matter how small or how large. It helps us as we move forward, going forward. So with that, thank you for inviting us, and come by and stop in and see us. And we're glad to have you, next year. Looking forward to having the 100th-year anniversary of the Lions Club at the Regional History Museum.
We have some, time for questions here. Anybody have any questions for these guys? Dorothy?
How long have you been doing the Christmas storytelling? That to me is just like an amazing thing. And I did not realize that if you did not get your tickets 2 weeks in advance, you were SOL.
Yes, you were.
They sell out
Yes.
very quickly.
Well, we recently, in the History Education Center, we have a stage that we present these plays on. One of the slides that Kurt showed was, one of our speakers that was on the stage. And yes, we've been giving programs in the History Education Center that reflect, that was Tales of Christmas Past. And we had 2 shows, and we had local people that performed as actors and actresses, and they actually performed a Christmas tale. And we sold out both performances. We had a 5 o'clock show, and then we had an 8 o'clock show, and both shows sold out. We have programs also like Phenomenal Women. We had a program that talked about Battle Creek women that were in the county that were phenomenal women, and we sold out that program. So we have various programs, and we typically put it online, but for folks like us, we look to the shopper. We put things in the shopper. I'm not, techy. I mean, we're looking for any young people that are historians and would love to work with us at the museum. We would gladly accept them, because we do have one board member who's 21 years old, and we really can't believe it. We think there's something wrong. We just can't figure it out. But he can get along with us, and he teaches us, and it's great to have him on board. So
And he loves the Battle Creek history.
yeah, and he loves Battle Creek history. So
Great.
we're very fortunate to have that young man with us. So any other questions?
Tell us about the upcoming weekend.
Oh, the Del Shannon weekend's coming up, this coming weekend. On Friday night, the 20th, we're having a program, a concert at Penfield Auditorium. And, James Copenhagen, who's a relative of Del Shannon, who has been performing his songs, is going to be performing at the Penfield Auditorium. On that Saturday, we're gonna have a car show, a Del Shannon car show at La Arboretum from 11 o'clock to 4 o'clock. And that used to be held in Coopersville. And Del Shannon was born in Coopersville, but he made his history here in Battle Creek. He made the song Runaway, and he did it at the old Hilo Club that used to be downtown Battle Creek. And when he did that song Runaway, he changed his name to Del Shannon, and he adopted Battle Creek as his home. So we currently have a Del Shannon display on at the museum that shows his platinum and gold records. And we're going to have that program on Sunday, where Brian Hyland will be in, and he'll be performing some songs of Del Shannon. So that's coming up 20th, 22nd, and 23rd.
And what are the hours?
We're open on Saturdays and Sundays. Saturdays from 10 to 5, and Sundays from noon till 5. So feel free, I'm usually there every Saturday from 10 to 1:30. Kurt is there every other Saturday. People, believe it or not, wait to come there when Kurt's there because they've got so many questions for him because you know you're in Battle Creek if, you know, you've seen that if you're online. I don't do Facebook or Instagram, so they have to tell me all about that, you know, so.
And if I don't know the answer, I make things up.
Yeah.
Look at it, Jack.
Yeah.
Except for Bob, who came here in 1854.
Yeah.
How long do your displays stay up?
We keep them up 3 months. We try and do, it's a lot of work to put up displays, so we try and keep them up every 3 months. Just as a teaser, one thing where, you know, I report this at the board meeting on Monday. I don't know if you knew Fred and Patty Meyer that owned Meyer's Toy World that was downtown right behind W.K. Kellogg. Well, they came in and they would like to have a Christmas exhibit for the 50 years of business that they did here in Battle Creek. So we're kind of working with them to see if we can't come up with an exhibit to celebrate the 50 years that they will have Meyer's Toy World here in Battle Creek. So you'll probably be hearing something about that. So you got that before the board gets it, so that's great.
Is there, I mean, how near is the expansion of the showroom?
We have the history education room done. What we're working on now is what we call our cultural heritage lobby. You saw a picture of the new entrance in the lobby. We have done the history education center. We're doing a new gift shop. That's what we're working on right now. We're trying to finish that up. We need a new gift shop, and we want to possibly do some timelines of Native Americans in the lobby area, some pictures of downtown Battle Creek, things of that nature. The Battle Creek Equipment Company building, the actual building that we're in is a historic building in itself. John and Wendell Doty started that building, and they used to make equipment for the sanitarium. So that building in itself was built in 1958, and people that have worked there have come in and they can't believe the change in the building from what it was when they used to work at the Battle Creek Equipment Company building. So it's quite the building, and like I say, come down and come see us. I think you would really enjoy it. Any other questions?
Okay, any other questions?
I went to the display where you had the big horses.
Yes.
So what do you do
With
with those big horses when they're not on display? I mean, they were
huge. We have this donor, and we have very nice. This donor, if we say we like a horse, he'll buy a horse. And we have a horse, 2 horses and a donkey.
right.
Actually downstairs. The building is 49,000 square feet, believe it or not. It doesn't look like it from the front from Jackson Street, but we have there's 3 floors in the building. And again, 49,000 square feet. The part that we're going to have the museum in is going to be about 13,000 square feet. And so that's quite a bit of room for a museum. That's why we want to hear from you as to what you think we should have in that museum. And of course, we know we're going to have military history and serial history and Native American history and underground and railroad history. I mean, there are certain things that are given that are going to be there, but the question is, how do we present it? You know, and we want to present it in such a way as that we can change it, and you can come in and maybe touch and feel some of these artifacts, and you want to come back again, something that you see that you want to bring your grandkids to see when they come to town to visit, or friends that come to town and visit. So we're really trying to do something unique and quite different than what you see in most museums. So just stay with us and pay attention to the shopper. We typically put a lot in there because that lets people know what we're doing and how things are coming at the museum.
Okay, anything else? All right, thank you very much. Very, very informative. the lines are here. You mentioned the surveys that he put out, so make sure to jot a few things so we can help him out with that. As far as what we'd like to know. If you could get those, flyers to Dorothy, you can send those out to the, we'll make sure to get those out to the members and get them out to our emails and maybe get some alliance there. We can share those, with our folks as well. I know we're gonna be helping, the host club down there with that Lions room or whatever. And, we have a couple delegates from our club and that's what they did. The host club that has the display, they're, trying to get representatives from each of the clubs there to come and help, or we might have some work days down there. So I'm sure we'll be down there to, get that going for the 100-year celebration. Okay. All right, thank you very much, for coming and presenting that. Lots of good information on there.
Thank you.
Okay, I guess it's, game time tonight. So, we got 50-50 attendance in the card draw.
We have two $5 and one $4. Let me try again. We have a $6 and a $5 and a $5 for the Powerball.
And these are the red tickets,
These are the red tickets.
red tickets.
Yeah, I'm gonna have you draw this one. Thank you. And the number, the last four digits are 2569.
2569. Oh, Heather.
I started walking so tonight. One, 2533.
2533. Maureen.
Next one is 2567.
2567. There we go.
Thanks, Joey.
Is it attendance draw next or card draw? I'll have
Okay,
you.
got our attendance draw.
Yeah, I'm gonna let
We
Roger.
had to be here tonight. Last meeting as well.
John Barnes.
John Barnes.
Carries over.
No, not gonna happen. Rolled over.
All right.
Okay,
Now we have the card draw.
and what's the pot tonight?
That is,
It's going up. Cards keep
that
going.
is at 265.50.
265. Talking lion money. Blue ticket,
Second. What's the draw? 2995.
2995. Red.
Okay.
The card draw, for our guests is, if you get a card, you have to draw out the ace of spades. If you get the ace of spades, you win the pot. Okay, if you don't draw cards, we destroy that card and the pot keeps rolling over. So, right, so it's been going on for a while and it's gonna keep going on.
Figuring out this card is cool.
I think we're down to about what, 25, 27,
Yeah.
26
Well,
cards
halfway
now.
through the
So half the deck is gone, so your chances are improving.
That's right. That's right.
Okay. All right, thank you, Jane and Roger and everybody that helped with the games. And now it's happy buck time, Bob.
Happy Buck. We're up to that again.
Great program, guys. Great program, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very good program. And are you going to invite us to have one of our meetings there?
That would be great, yeah. Oh, is it?
There's a couple, one for the program tonight, which is really good. And the other one for everybody that helped out on Saturday at the festival. That was a great day.
I have one for the program as well. I'm looking forward to coming and visiting you. And the other one is kind of a combination. Last week, Roger and I were at, Bedford Lions and Penfield Lions. Roger was installing their new, officers. And when we were at Penfield Lions, one of the members there, a lot of people might know him, John Turner, was presented with the, Melvin Jones, and that was instrumental from Roger's bossy here in our club. He had asked Kelly Lindsay if there was a way to, have this presented to him. And Penfield Lions said that we have their Lions Club to get a Melvin Jones. So it's really kind of exciting.
One is for the program tonight. And I'm a great friend of Craig Bishop, and he tells about all the good things that are going on down there. And, so that's great. Another, just because I'm a Lion, and, I read the, district newsletter, and I was astonished and happy about all the, awards that were handed out, that were represented by our club at the, convention. It was, I was reading for us. Thank you.
I have a couple. Ryan and I were in Detroit for a wedding last weekend, and we survived because also in Detroit were, I think, 3,463,000 Taylor Swift fans. So it was an experience. And then we've been enjoying our 4-year-old grandson has started playing baseball, so we've been really enjoying old baseball games.
I would like to, just say a special prayer for Kate. It seems to have a lot of trouble since her accident, so, I just want her to know that she's in the house. Thank you.
I'm gonna ask for change. But, I got a couple for the two bucks for the program. So there's you guys here. And, I just can't say enough about the Battle Creek Regional History Museum. I volunteered down there for about a month, about a year on the, landscape and building team. And, it was kind of a selfish reason because I love Battle Creek history, not from here. I just think it's the coolest thing. I've worked at Kellogg, and the whole history of the town is amazing to me. And, so I wanted to learn more about the history of Battle Creek, so, and actually have access to the basement, so I could see what all down there. So, but anyway, it was a lot of fun. And I just haven't had a lot of time to do that, recently, so I'm hoping to get back, do that. They work Monday, Wednesday, and Friday in the morning. If anybody's got extra time and want something to do, they'd be glad to have your help. it's a great bunch of people, and these guys are fantastic. Thank you.
Just so you know, we'd be happy to have you come back down and we'll share more history if you want to do more.
All right. So I also want to thank everybody for coming out to the Cereal Fest. We were, like I say, we were too late to, and there was too many things going on to try to get in the parade, but, if they're gonna do it on Friday night, then that might be something we want to do next year. So, anyway, but it was a great event, and I really appreciate everybody coming and helping out. So, it's a lot.
I want to everyone else, I want to share how much, the presentation meant to me. I think of Battle Creek, everyone always talks about how Battle Creek is a dying city and there's nothing going on here. And then you go down there and you see all the things that are happening and continue to happen. That makes me feel really good. The mural that you're talking about on the side of your building, I watched that go up, and that was just amazing. Something that was not needed where it was at previously, and how you've incorporated into the whole thing. You've done beautiful, beautiful work. It's amazing. My next dollar is how happy I was to get to be part of the kids site testing on Saturday. I didn't do any of the testing, but I just thought Pat was sitting from upstairs watching and smiling and thinking, yeah, this is good. We're doing God's work here. And all the kids going in and out was just amazing. And the last dollar is for this club. We may not be the biggest club in town, but I am just impressed with the number of people that come out and help when we do events. We had so many people on Saturday doing a little bit of everything, and it was great.
One for our presenters. Thank you for coming and giving us that information. And one for all of the people that were working with all these different projects. I happen to be out of town with my family and got to see my grandson who's 8 months old for a while, and he's had a great time. But I would like to be helping a little bit more, but seems like there's been a lot of conflict with some of the projects that we've been doing. Not using it as a good excuse, but it's a good one.
I don't know what Happy Bucks are for, but I'll give you $2 from one from Doug. Well, I'll give you $2, $1 from Doug and I, and then another $1 for the work you're doing with kids. That is really great. And once again, this is one of the cheapest meals I've had in a long time. So that worked out really well for me.
Anyone else?
I want to give that to my wife for Kids Site. And another thing about Kids Site, we're coming back stronger, better than ever. And it looks like we're really going to get busy with the school district and everything that's happening, because they trust us and we're so good at it. And thanks everybody for being behind it. Thank you.
Okay, just kind of wrap up. Thanks again, to our speakers tonight for talking about the History Museum. Make sure to pick up some of the information that they brought. Make sure to sign up and be a member and send your face testing check to them as well. Fill out the form, the survey that they gave us, so they can have some input from our club. And again, we'll probably see them for sure for the, as you plan, the 100th anniversary of the Lions Club that's down there. Okay. Thanks for everybody for helping with the past events. I hope to see everybody here at installation night. Make sure if you haven't turned in, as a reminder, make sure to turn in the form and your check, both for the dinner upcoming and also the Battle Jack baseball game. And those will be kind of fun events. for us, and, anything else, I guess that's, kind of it. So we'll adjourn our meeting for tonight, and then, social hours is open.
Presentation.
Thank you.